You shouldn't look back at yourself in disgust. The old version of you does not need to be hated. If somebody misses an older version of you or what it used to be, they can have that version and let that be a memory to them. Just give yourself a little bit more props for bringing yourself this far after all. I kind of took a little bit of a trip down memory lane. I was stumbling across some of my old photos. Often that happens. Obviously you have your phone that has the memory anyway. I've got like over 50,000 photographs. How does that even happen? But I wanted to make a particular video on social media that kind of just showed a bit of my evolution from when I was a bit more heavier set to now. And so whilst looking at those pictures, I couldn't help but just say to myself, wait, sis, you actually looked peng, okay? To any of my gorgeous American or overseas followers, peng is just London slang for looking hot, okay? Looking like a cutie, like gorgeous, beautiful. And you know, as much as I can celebrate myself at this newer, you know, version of me in terms of my size, my everything that has transformed, not just that, I can actually look back and appreciate that. And so I also watched this video, and in fact, let's watch it together. I think this is something that we can definitely both look at. It's actually currently is on private, but let's watch it. This is actually on this channel, this video, and it was from 8 years ago.
Hello, welcome to Chanel's house, you guys. I'm so sorry, I haven't uploaded for a month. I hate being one of those YouTubers, isn't it? Oh my God, you guys, I'm like so sorry. I haven't been uploading. I'm so sorry to be that type of YouTuber. Like, I really try not to. But like my main channel, if you know or are familiar with my main YouTube channel, has kind of, you know, it started to get a bit buzzing. So I really was kind of focusing on content to do over there, quite consistent over there, and I completely forgot I needed to balance out these two channels. It's not just about that channel. I do love updating on Chanel's house, and I think there's the best is yet to come. Obviously you get these updates and whatnot about baby and the family and what have you, but the best is yet to come on this channel, so I don't want to neglect it and just hold it on to it. But it's always been that channel that, you know, it hasn't been completely consistent, so perhaps you would already know that. Anyway, today we are doing baby update because I'm so sorry guys, I missed a whole month update. I missed his 5-month update, so I thought let me combine 5 and 6 months together.
So I'm not going to watch the entire video because the next part of that is I show my baby and my ex-partners in it. Now, the reason why I am bringing that video to you guys today is I can absolutely see the difference, because it's taken a while for me to look back at the old content. Not like I didn't want to, but I honestly, I've just been caught up on life and just going that now that I'm revisiting making content again, like actually properly, it feels like this time, because honestly over the years it's just been doing this and that. Like I have not been stable, but being at a very kind of, you know, firmly feet on the ground, at least for now. I'm not scaring y'all. I'm not going anywhere for now, trust me. Let me not say. Okay, we're going to keep positive. We're going to keep positive. But I finally looked at some old content recently, and honestly, the old version of myself, exactly how a lot of the comments have been, is like, Chanel, you've changed, not just your size, but your whole attitude. You seem so much happier. You seem so much bubblier. And I can absolutely see, especially from that video, that it was just a different story. Now, at the time, as I had mentioned in the video, I was popping on my main channel. This is where my videos was raking in the millions of views, my plus size hauls and everything. It was after I had gave birth to my last born, and I was just soaring, okay? And you know, I read an interesting quote yesterday, and I'm gonna get it up because I put it on my Instagram stories. The quote is by the owner of the drinks brand that's now, I think, was purchased by Pepsi. Her name is Alison Nelsworth, the owner of the brand. The brand is called Drink Poppy. I only recently heard about this brand, and in fact, her whole, growth story as an entrepreneur is incredible. But she made very interesting quotes, and it said, "Embarrassment is the most underexplored emotion for success. It starts with embarrassment, then refinement, then clarity, then confidence." And back to the video of me kind of, being like, oh my God, my channel's popping off. That was a time where I was definitely in a very confident state and being embarrassed, or people embarrassing me because I was a big woman, being as large as I was, styling myself ridiculously, or even daring to show up and be visible. And what you clearly could see is I was so perked up, very loud, very extra, all of those things. And I appreciate that woman. I appreciate Chanel as that. I really do. I mean, I do remember the time of what it was. I had my family around me. I had loads of money. I was making loads of money. I was clearly one of the top creators at the time when I was pumping out that content. And honestly, I'm very, very flattered that people really gravitated to it. But the truth of the matter is, the old version of you does not need to be hated, okay? Because if you are a woman who is embarking on a transformation journey like right now, or you're just about to embark on it, if you hate the current person of what she is at the time, then it's going to be very difficult for you to look back at yourself. And you should be able to look back at yourself. You shouldn't look back at yourself in disgust and feel unsettled, even though you are perhaps going to change. Because the truth of the matter is, my demeanor has changed, my character has changed, my personality has changed. Yes, 100%. I was so much more bubbly. I've seen comments, like lots of comments, like, you seemed happier then. You was happier then. I was happy then. I was. Wherever I'm happier now is not what I'm talking about, because that's a personal journey. Wherever I'm happy now, I am happy, like I'm good. I'm very good. And it's taken a while for me to get to this positive space again, if I'm being completely honest with you, because a lot has happened. And it takes a toll. However, being happy then is something that is really important for you. And I'm talking to plus size women right now. My narrative hasn't changed much, because this is exactly what I used to say back then. Because I always embraced, or always embarked on heading towards this change. And if I was ever going to get towards that change, I had to be content and not necessarily satisfied with what I was like. Because if you're satisfied, then you don't want to improve, or you don't want to change, or you don't want to make an evolution or redevelop yourself. It's not satisfaction, but at least contentment. Contentment is something that can be considered as something temporary. And so if you're content with this and you do your best, honestly, to see the beauty of what it is now, that is going to help you in the forward journey of making that transformational change that you require, because it's something that you are longing for and exactly what you need. And so this isn't necessarily an answer to the questions of, or the statements of people saying, hey, she was so much happier then. She was so much bubblier now. I miss the old you. You know what? And I've said this in a video before. If somebody misses an older version of you, or what it used to be, they can have that version and let that be a memory to them. I can even have that version and let it be a memory. But that's exactly what it's going to be now. I am in this new season, and in this new season, I'm embracing this person. And I'm very happy to be here. It doesn't mean that I'm not happy to be here. This new version of me has come with a lot of wisdom, a lot of maturity, a lot of grown woman energy, okay? And not like she wasn't grown before or she wasn't wise before, but there's ever time to develop, okay? Redevelopment or just molding until you get to the shape where it just feels like this is satisfactory now. This is satisfactory now. Because I know a lot of habits of us women, especially black women, is sometimes we feel that it's not enough. At what point are you going to even say this of what I've worked myself to get into is good enough? Like, what more are you expecting? I know some very, very successful women out there, business women, who always want more. And it's okay to want more. That's never a problem. But I think it's also good to be proud and quite satisfactory of, and just give yourself a little bit more props for bringing yourself this far after all. And so that's the kind of balance we're looking for. In the state that you don't want to necessarily stay at, you want to find contentment. And in the state where you actually have reached and achieved your goals, you want to try and find satisfaction. At the end of the day, the goal is to change your life. The goal is to transform your life. I had to position myself as a transgressive woman, a woman who people would judge and criticize for showing up as a big woman, creating visibility online and being a representation of plus size black women, okay? But I knew that change needed to happen in order to aim towards a satisfactory state of my life, so that I move from surviving to actually living. A lot of us don't realize what we're doing daily is we're just surviving. Day to day, get up, go, get up, go, get up, go. And whilst it's a skill you need to master, because sometimes you just have to be at that plateau state, okay, to learn some things. Whilst it's a skill you need to master, it's a place that you do not want to stay. You don't want to stay in survival mode. So you better work towards getting creative, okay? Because it's only creativity, okay, that is going to move you to the next phase, which there could be several phases, but at the end of the day, you want to live, okay? You lot want this soft life. It says life. So what are you trying to achieve here? You think you just get up and get the soft life? It takes work to get there. It absolutely does. You know, it's saying goodbye to the survival mode and living literally. I'm traveling. I'm able to travel and be confident about it. I was saying in a previous video that even the anxiety of traveling, because I had to ask for an extended belt, for example, which was embarrassing to me, as to why I didn't even travel to Ghana for 16 years, for example. That is ridiculous. And it's not like there's big women going to Ghana. I think we can see they go. But I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it because I was so fearful and anxious. So the change was absolutely necessary. Whilst I'm looking very much like, oh my God, she was so happier now. She had the life of dreams before as a big woman. She carried it so well. I'm actually more energetic and confident, and I have more, self-esteem at this stage. It's just I don't have to shout about it. And I think part of me shouting about it before, if anything, or being so outwardly loud and bubbly, apart from the fact that I was very successful in that season as it pertains to my, my business and my career, I felt like I had to overcompensate with the bubbliness and with the, hey guys, I had to overcompensate for it, because deep down inside, this isn't actually where I wanted to be, because I was in survival mode every day, despite how much I was even making and was able to make ends meet and literally build. I was still trying to survive. And I'm happy that that's come to a closure. As much as it looks like to see, oh, she was so good, it's come to a closure now because I need to live. It's difficult as well because I want to stop explaining myself, because where I have criticisms, perhaps, which is expected on these platforms, where I have criticisms of me, you know, being happy plus size and my ex-partner celebrating that with me, I feel like sometimes I have to defend that because only I know the truth of what was really happening. And the percentage of what I placed online was literally such a small percentage, and showing you the happy parts but not showing you the real parts and the honest parts. And if anything, I'm actually still shielding a lot. I'm actually still shielding and protecting a lot, because I think if I really do tell the honest truth of what it was, especially where it came to, you know, being married, for example, I think you guys will cry for me. If you guys really knew my story, honestly, or if I was able to. But I think at some point I would share it, even if it's not on YouTube in some way. It perhaps will be shared, and I just want people to know that in sharing that, it's not because I want to. It's not revenge or clapping back or trying to defend myself, which I have the right to be honest. But more so, I know that there's a lot of people or women who have been in my situation that can honestly help themselves the way I helped myself, which was to take control over my life and literally close the door on anything that was manipulating me. Okay, so anyway, my lovies, I tried a little new makeup look today, and I'm just like, oh my, it's probably not blended as well, but I'm like, whatever, because I had a different eye color on. I changed it was blue, and so I put, and it is what it is. I like the lips. It's given very 90s. I like the lips today. And yeah, I hope you guys have found this video interesting or useful. I'll see you guys soon. You like my yellow nails? Oh, I love it. And I cut them lower this time because I'm tired of them breaking, because I grew my natural nail and they're breaking. So anyway, I love you and you'll see me soon.